When I was in college, I was a nobody. No frat letters, no girlfriend, no clubs or accolades. Just a half-finished degree and two friends, Miles and Jonah, who were just as lost as I was. We didn't chase glory, we chased escape. That's why when Jonah said he'd found a party, invite only way off campus, Hollow Creek Road, we didn't ask questions. We should have. The drive there was wrong. The GPS glitched after the first few turns, forcing Adam, Miles's older brother, our driver for the night, to navigate by dead reckoning. The houses thinned out, the trees leaned closer, the streetlights vanished. Miles cracked open a beer. "This place feels cursed," he joked. No one laughed. Ahead, a single house squatted at the end of the road, like a tumor on the land. 3 stories of black stone, windows like blind eyes, a sagging porch. The air buzzed, a high-pitched whine just out of hearing range. Adam frowned. "I'll stay close to the car. Keep your phones on." We nodded and stumbled toward the house. As we approached, something sharp scraped my ankle. A line of salt poured across the threshold. It was broken now, kicked aside. The house seemed to breathe, the boards flexing inward and outward with some slow, wet rhythm. Still, we stepped inside. It wasn't a party, it was a ritual. The inside was lit too bright, the lights flickering in and out of sync, stuttering like dying insects. The guests wore black formal wear stitched with tiny shimmering symbols, marks that shifted when I wasn't looking directly at them. They moved strangely, like puppets with tangled strings. Some whispered to themselves. Some scratched at their skin. Some stared at the walls and wept. Above it all, a slow, wordless song pulsed through hidden speakers. It wasn't music, it was breathing. Jonah laughed nervously, scanning the crowd. "Where's Lacey?" he asked. No one answered. Then she appeared, a woman with silver hair, too tall, too thin, her limbs bending slightly wrong. She smiled, too many teeth, gums slick and black. "You made it," she said. She carried a dark green bottle with no label. "Entrance fee," she said. We hesitated, and the room stopped moving. All the guests turned to stare. No choice. We drank. It hit instantly. A black, oily warmth that slid through my body. The room shifted. The walls stretched upward. Impossible geometry unfolding around us. Mara, was that her name? Leaned closer. "You should be proud," she whispered, her voice overlapping itself in echoes. "You were chosen." Something cold traced my neck. A single straight line. I looked at Miles and Jonah. The same green line had appeared on them. The same green lines as the other guests. I stumbled upstairs, desperate for air, for an exit, anything. The portraits on the walls followed me, their eyes bleeding green. At the end of the hall, a man waited. Tall, white suit, chin stretched too tight over bones. The green line on his throat pulsed. "Too late," he said, and smiled with a mouth that split his face in half. Behind him, the walls began to move. Hands, thin, grasping, slick, pushed through the plaster, reaching. They grabbed me, dragged me into the center of the house. Miles and Jonah were already there, kneeling, heads bowed. A circle of guests surrounded us, chanting in a language that clawed at my brain. The green lines on their necks opened, splitting wide to reveal eyes, blinking, watching. Mara stepped forward, holding a blade of black glass. "You will join," she said. "You will be beautiful." I fought, I screamed. It didn't matter. They cut me open carefully. Lovingly, I watched my own blood spiral upward, defying gravity, feeding the thing that crouched in the rafters above. A shape without shape, a hunger without mouth. It sang in my bones. It peeled away my name. When they were finished, I wasn't me anymore. I rose unsteady, my body stitched with new flesh, my vision full of green light. I smiled. I wept. I welcomed the next guest through the broken salt line. Some say there's a house at the end of Hollow Creek Road. They say it only appears for those who are already hollow inside. The ones who enter never leave. They just join, waiting, watching, listening.